That's what this bill is about. I rise in strong support of House Bill 1378.
Representative Buckner.
Well, as a co-prime sponsor of this bill, I think there's been a little bit of misunderstanding what this bill is about and what the purpose is.
Did you give it to Jean?
Equal pay for equal work, not just for women, but for all people. Inequities, not about color, but about inequities in the workplace. You all, whether you want to believe it or not, pay discrimination is real, and it's a persistent problem that continues to shortchange women, especially because women are the ones who are affected the most. Women are the primary or co-breadwinners in 3/4 of families in Colorado. And the pay gap can be a major obstacle to the family's ability to make ends meet, and paying people for their hard work shouldn't depend on their gender, race, or ethnicity. I just want to give you some statistics here. In 2018, April of 2018, Colorado white women, Caucasian women, were paid 86 cents for every dollar paid to men. For black women, the figure is 63 cents on the dollar. For Latinas, 54 cents, and Native American women 56 cents, and Asian women 70, as compared to white non-Latino men. And you know, this compounds over a lifetime, and women can lose $500,000 up to $1 million over the course of a lifetime due to this wage gap. Now, this has nothing to do with strength. I'm one of the strongest women I know. I am one of the strongest women I know. Thank you. And I will tell you, I have proof that I was paid less for my job when I was working, and I retired in 2007, and it has not improved. I was paid less for doing the same job as my counterparts, men and women. I'm going to tell you another story. I have a son who completed his master's degree at University of Colorado in Boulder it's been 3 years ago. He was one of 3 young men who received this specialized master's in IT. One day, my son just happened to be in the cafeteria, and a lot of new people were in the cafeteria bragging about how they just got hired, how much money they were making. And my son said, wait a minute. I've been with this company several years now. I have a great work record. I have my master's, and these young men were making, guess what? How much more money do you think they were making a year than my son? Do you think it was $10,000? $20,000 a year less? $25,000 a year less? I'm getting upset because guess how much less my son was making with his master's degree? He was making $32,000 less. $32,000 less than the other, I'm going to say it, he's a young black man, but he was making $32,000 less than the young Caucasian men who were bragging in the doggone cafeteria about how much money they were making. Well, my son, with the class of his mother, said, I'm not accepting this. He went to personnel office, talked about what happened, and because of some of the loopholes in the policies, guess how long it took for my son to be paid the difference? And they didn't pay it retroactively either. They did not give him that money back. They put him on the right path after almost a year. That's unacceptable. And my son has a daughter and a wife. He's the sole breadwinner. That's not fair. That is not acceptable. So that's why I am so adamant about this bill. We need to close those loopholes, and that's what this bill would do. I know some of us have a problem with government. I have a problem with government sometimes too, but guess what? In this situation, this loophole needs to be fixed. One of the loopholes that it would close is the ability to challenge pay disparities, which is what my son went through. And I'm getting upset because I know what my son went through trying to get the same pay. So if this story doesn't explain to you why we need this bill, there must be something else keeping you from voting yes on this bill. Closing the loopholes would allow it would improve the ability to challenge pay disparities. It would give the ability to challenge retaliation by employers. And it would also allow employers to defend against a challenge to a pay disparity. So people, trying not to get too emotional about this one, but it happened to my son because of some of these loopholes. And we need to do better. Please, we need to do better. Would you want your son to go through what my son went through? His master's degree cost more than $30,000, and he was making $32,000 less. And it has nothing to do with strength. It has nothing to do with how well you're doing your job. It's inequity, and I'm calling it what it is. It's discrimination, not against just people of color. It's discrimination against all of us, and it's not fair. So I'm asking for a yes vote on 1378.
Is there further discussion? Representative Winkler.
Thank you, Madam Chair.